What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? If I'm gonna make a few more minutes and we'll get started. How do I like Apex? I like Apex. I've not had any problems. More problems I've had was with their software, but you know, it's not them. It's the software they use with Ninja. I like it. They have great referral program. Cheap prices. They have holiday discounts all the time. When you fail evaluation, which is more likely going to happen, I've done it, or fail a funded one, they give you an 80% off coupon. So they do a good job of trying to keep you around. So, but overall, I really like it. Compared to the other ones, they're probably on the cheaper end while giving you the most payout. More, you know, a lot of payouts start at like 70-30. Then you got to work your way up to 80-20, 90-10. This one starts out at right at 90-10. They don't change it. I think the first 10 or 12,000 you make is 100% yours. So then after that, they take your cut, which I'm not going to complain about. You know, if you're bringing home 5K, you know, they could take 500. You're using their software for pretty cheap. Sorry, but overall, I mean, I've not had an issue with them. You know, I've got a good referral payout from them. But there's so much out there. Top Step, Belu, bunch of other ones. Just if you don't like it, just go to the other ones. There's, you know, they try their best to keep you around, and I think they do a really, really good job of doing that. So let's get started. Pretty big gap down. We have an intraday gap down. Ooh, my computer's chugging. We did gap down, never really filled it, so. I think keep that on watch. But let's get started. Monthly naked chart. I always like to, you know, look at your charts naked. Wow. Sorry. Hold on. Let me close some applications. Something's slowing us down. Turn this off. Turn that off. Okay. So on the monthly, you know, we had a nice push up from November to here. We had one red month, which we already pretty much cut our bounce on. So, you know, if we do get back to the zone, I think we break through it, and then we head towards this 2-month consolidation before obviously buyers came and pushed up. That's on the month. You know, monthly, I was saying that this 4140 level was a pretty solid, important level. You tell just open, close, open, and then looks like we're heading down. We're not heading up. Weekly, Went outside, double outside week. So we kind of are having a broadening formation. So it's just showing signs of exhaustion. When we get up here, you get a little exhausted. You might start coming down. So overall, the daily, we are catching a little reaction from this daily demand right here. We had, this is the main one, 3,800 is really where I'm watching. We might catch a little tiny early. But we are below. I thought I moved something. We are below, our big buy and pivot right here. So let's see if we get a little liquidity grab as we are popping up. And we're just kind of catching a little good reaction from here right now. It's a rally-based rally. Looking into it, yesterday was pretty simple. Just we had that chop box, and like I said yesterday, just wait for that break of that chop box. This break, did we break these highs? No. Well, we wicked it, so we did wick it. Oh no, we didn't. That line's wrong. So no, we did not. And the lows, 39.37. 39. What's up, Brett? 39.37 for some odd reason is a good number. I don't know why it's working. You tell support. We did break below. It was a nice short on futures when we retested to the downside. So popped up, came down. I went long when we when we broke above, had a nice push. Didn't even last long. I think this was the retracement of the 0.6 fib from that leg down. I'm not sure, but you tell we weren't able to create a new high, and then just kind of rolled over. That's the main thing we're looking for these days, is these rollovers. But pretty much we broke that chop box. If you grab puts like we did, the bottom of it, people are asking, was I going to hold it? And you're just looking for that perfect average down, where we weren't able to create that new high. You see the sellers come in. That's where you decide to average down. And then, with SPY being down quite big, pre-market, those puts looking pretty juicy. But see what we're looking at kind of overnight. Three-hour interesting there. This is my type of play. You have your start of a sell-off. The next candle you come up, had that zone. It actually broke above, so it might have been a stopped out, but then you have that continuation of the sell-off. You gotta remember, we've been selling off pretty strong the past few days. This is where kind of hedges had to cover because we had like a little push up. Because everyone and their mother was going short here. So we had a little push up. So kind of watch what happens. I don't think, today we have our University of Michigan sentiment. It's kind of like the only thing we have, which definitely at 10 o'clock. So if you're holding shorts or longs going into 10, be careful. Be careful. And then, people who play oil, my buddies, 1 p.m. is the bigger rig count. But as of right now, that's a pretty strong sell off. One leg down, pop up, two legs down. So, I'll be back in 1 second. I gotta help my mom. All right, we back. Sorry about that. So we've had a crazy sell off. AS never really got up to that one area I thought we would get to. Slow to, I don't know why my computer's acting up today. Create that daily demand, kind of watch it. What's on? What really want to watch? Back up there. So, probably that 39-37 area would be a pretty solid area if we are able to come up, retest this consolidation, and then continue down. Obviously, we had good reaction from this area. Kind of a sell off into close. We did break. Let's see if we're going to hold 3AA3, which is our previous pivot where we had that short squeeze. But I tell a lot of people, when you see this little short squeeze, slow climb up, you know that the elevator is coming down. It's going to happen. A lot of times with options is you got to kind of predict on how long to go out, when to get in, try not to call the top. But obviously, this was data driven. But obviously, if you called the top, you kind of were late to the game. If you didn't call the top, you kind of got the second wave in. We never really retraced up there. NQ, this is the one that we kind of hit until we hit that 1 hour. We only had one green candle that whole hour sell off. On CPI, we hit that overnight. Beautiful short. Tech's looking weak. A lot of techs under huge supports. Google. We'll go through Google, Amazon, NVIDIA, AMD. Those are all looking pretty ugly. We are pretty solid, I guess, head and shoulders. So a nice short could have been right there. You have your shoulder, your head, shoulder, short. But we are kind of back tracing to our little triangle breakout we had, where we, that's almost where we, where we caught that bounce up. You can tell as this zone has already been hit, so I really don't like it actually really off. And let's hope we have downside. The tech's looking weak. So we kind of have this, but this has already been touched once. We need to break below. We touched and kind of bounced. So if we break below there, we'll definitely see 57. And then, you know, we're in this chop zone. Let's see. So our volume profile is from the highs, these recent highs. Volume here, which is pretty much, I think, the volume coming to the upside. We tapped that volume profile. You can tell you should always have those on your charts. That was a key spot. I wish I had that chart where on SPY. It was like right here, we're coming close to that triple top. The divine profile from the highs. So I was like, we're going to either go here. This is good. This is some crazy volume down here. Big volume here, low, way low volume, big volume, way low volume, big volume. Be very interesting to spot. Just a breakthrough. But with SPY, I said we're either going here or we're going back down. It's how we pretty much hit that volume profile and just straight up reject it. SPY. We had that 789 million at close. Yeah, at close. On the 14th. I don't know why I wrote the 15th. 14th. Which was very interesting. That's a pretty decent number. I'm surprised we broke above it. You know, we kind of just like almost destroyed it somewhat. You can tell, beautiful collapse down it. That could have been your nice put entry, and then another touch of it. Stevie, it's it'll be right here in this little one. It's called the fixed range volume profile. I like it. You know, we could go to ES yesterday where you know, we had, I kind of like to do it kind of intraday where we have kind of like this flag and you just want to see where the volume comes from this flag. And it kind of gives you a good idea. This one's pretty base, but you know, if you see heavy volume up here on the flag, they're obviously wanting to sell it because the volume's coming up the top. They want to sell it down, but I like it. It could, you know, from high to lows, it'll give you good retracements and whatnot. It's a good thing. QQQ. Tech's definitely looking weak. You know, tech hurts from inflation. Pretty much almost like a head and shoulders. Whole market kind of looks like a head and shoulders, you know. Gonna be very interesting volume again, just like SPY down here. Might consolidate, or you know, we might push through it with the FOMC on Wednesday. Which Wednesday we're gonna have a special stream because it is my birthday, so we're gonna have like a little special stream for it, I guess. SPX, even looking at XPX, we had sorry, I don't know what the deal is. Pretty much we're in a triangle. We kind of faked breakout and then dropped. And we're going to continue on that. Dollar index kind of pushing back up. UVXY pretty solid. We charted this yesterday. We had a strong push up, consolidation, another strong push up. We came back down here yesterday, pushed up, created new highs. So definitely watching this level now. If you want to come back down, push up. We are still holding our kind of big level. UVXY, even VIX are pretty big levels here. We had nice rejection. All right, rejection there. Looks better on VIX. VIX did gap up pretty strong. The same with VIX. We had that nice push up, consolidation down, push up. Yesterday, we kind of came down into that consolidation, kind of like flagging, falling wedge, broke out, pretty strong gap up. It's up 5%, but also VIX expirations are Wednesday too. So VIX is going to get a little weird, get a little manipulated for those monthly expirations that come around. Apple. Did I say Apple was opening up in a supply yesterday? No, Apple created a supply. So Apple's kind of in a big spot too. We have that pivot right here. Then we have that strong push up. Pivot. Gap up, strong push up. So that's why we kind of caught a little decent move up on Apple here. But always keep Apple up. I don't think I'm going to be playing it going forward. Definitely going to look for the reversal on it. That's what my main thing on Apple right now is. Watching this reversal point, because I think this is going to be a very, 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 very good long-term buy when the market does turn around. So Apple was just straight beast mode through that whole. I mean, look at Apple's chart compared to ES. You can tell Apple is so strong. So, the reversal point, I think that's going to be a lifetime buy after this whole recession inflation thing is long-term shares on Apple. So maybe when I don't know when I'm going to start DCAing into it. 143 is definitely going to be a big spot. AMD. This thing's just ugly. One thing I don't like playing AMD to the downside is I think a lot of people are kind of dollar cost averaging into it as long-term shares. I think it's a great long-term share buy, as AMD and NVIDIA are pretty much destroyed from all-time highs. At, AMD hit 154, back in end of November, beginning of December. It was 157, it was 160. 164. When Spike created a new high, AMD did not. So that was showing definitely weakness there. But, AMD, I think overall is good long-term shares. I like the company. I think semiconductors are pretty much mainly the future. They're in cars, they're in anything you could think of. I think semiconductors are in. So that's one of the hard parts of going to the downside. Even though this has been a strong downside, you're kind of fighting the long term. I told my buddy underneath 76 we'll kind of see 72.5, but you know, the 76 kind of area is kind of holding up pretty strong. Amazon had a pretty decent sell off. Right here, just interesting. It really didn't follow. I was kind of watching this uptrend, broke below, tested. So this could have been a nice thing, but we had a pretty strong pop up. Then looked weak. 122 down $4. You know, just looking weak overall yesterday. You could tell if you kind of look at that, and then you looked at what SPY looked like yesterday. SPY was kind of just like a slower down, had kind of two pops. And then you look at Amazon's second pop, not strong at all. But it is. I thought that 126 level would be a little tougher. Kind of, but man, I don't know what's with my coughing. 126 was definitely a little hard point where we did bounce from. Kind of our old pivot, resistance. Now we're kind of back at, this is not, what is that? We're kind of at the earnings buy-in. Or earnings push. I'd rather have it down there. So let's see if we could catch bids where it did push up on those earnings. Google, you know, look at Google overall, bigger picture. It kind of looks, you know, in trouble. Uptrend broken, almost retested, continuation down, breaking this pivot right here at 102, and you know, we're going back to this area. We do have a big gap down below, underneath 99.51. But I think Google is another company. Long-term shares, once the market starts to reverse, could be a decent spot for that. Meta, you know, was just in this consolidation area for the longest time. Finally breaking below. I think we hit our COVID lows at 137. But definitely weak. But you know, Meta's kind of been, you know, we had a great meta play yesterday. So where do you think I took that meta put? You know, just looking at the chart. Where do you think my entry was? We broke a key level and then we retested it. We broke the key level. Green box. We had a strong push to it. We entered here. Look at that. Big drop. You gotta, even though we had a strong push at open, you gotta, you know, kind of stick with your TA. Because, you know, that's why you get in place. You know, we had a up crisp. You know, we had a decent big level that we rejected. We finally broke through. We tested once, we came back up, tested again. So we're starting to use this 155 level as a resistance. So that was a good time to get in. Definitely should have grabbed a later date and held one. But oh well. But overall, pretty solid move on Meta. Meta just looks horrible. Looks horrible. Meta's been horrible. Used to be 385, not 147. pretty ugly. Microsoft, solid red candle yesterday. We are hitting a little demand now, but looks like we're breaking through. We're breaking through a lot of demands. Definitely looking for this 235. Possibly see a little relief bounce. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're kind of on our 5th wave down. It's quad witching, guys, so shall be interesting. It's I don't know if it's a big one. I think it's 1.3 billion worth. So it's quite watching, but XPAM 1.2, I don't know what TLN is, but does expire before market open, pre-market. So, but you have minis. You have 1.2 trillion. I guess it's trillion. Never seen trillion abbreviated like that. So most of it expires in the morning before market open, which is interesting. But Microsoft, that fake gap fill to the drop. Nvidia, Nvidia is just clobbered. We still nailed our perfect entry on it. Was that flag breakdown we got? What's that? You tell the sell-off is not as strong as SPY and whatnot. We kind of are. We got a long way to COVID lows. 45 would be COVID lows. But this stock used to be like $600, so it's a lot hard to look at this previous data. But the video overall has just been very, very weak. We caught buyers down here in the green box. Back here, a lot of buying came in. We had a decent push up. And then we broke below. You can tell we consolidated right above it, broke below resistance. That was a great resistance play on the 14th. Came down, touched that demand, popped up. Now we're kind of in that demand. But as long as we keep that resistance as a resistance, if we do have a relief bounce, you want to see this as broken and as held as a support. And Tesla is like kind of the only stock that's being held up in this whole market. And unfortunately, I have puts for it. But it did finally broke that 303 level, where it was kind of 303 level was kind of holding up. So let's see if we could keep that as a kind of keep this level. We are keeping it as a resistance, but you can tell resistance. We broke above, broke below, resistance, broke above, support, had a low support overnight, broke below, kind of as a resistance right now. But I'd love to see it go back to 280. But I'm biased on it because I have puts. But Tesla's been, a little bit stronger than the market. Let's see what the market's doing. The market's still selling off. Did catch a little bounce. Broke below. You can tell, look, we broke below that level. Came up, retested it, back down. We'll just go through quickly. I go through quickly on some other stocks and see what's going on. Boeing, kind of coming back to its, had a little nice test. Boeing a little strong, but I don't like Boeing at all. I like to short the news when it pops up on news. Goldman Sachs, not looking at. Might be looking at Goldman Sachs going into FOMC because they have a nice little push into FOMC. Lucid, there's really no rhyme to reason on Lucid anymore. Moderna, huge consolidation right now. Netflix gapped up yesterday. Streaming services gapped up. I don't know Netflix. I don't know the news on that one, but Netflix, Roku. So pop up on that. Neo. Neo's been pretty strong with Tesla. Just cannot break that 2191 level here, or 22 level, 22 or OCD. 22 level, it just cannot break that 22 level. So watch that 22 level if you want to play Neo. Neo's pretty nice. You can play far out contracts for pretty cheap. But I'd actually move it up to like here. 2220 would be a good spot. You can tell resistance, a fake breakout. See if it comes down, grabs more buyers, and then finally pushes up. But Neo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days in a row. Obviously, 3 were basically consolidation. But overall, pretty good. PayPal, not looking at PayPal. That thing is just pretty much sideways. Sideways for what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like 14, 16 days. So almost half a month. You got Roblox. I'm watching Roblox come back down to 39 and possibly catch a bounce, where we did create a 2-day demand right here. Strong push up from that 2-day demand, but we did not break previous highs. So not going to go that heavy on it. It's not as strong, but definitely watching that 3901 level on Roblox. Also seems like we're kind of flagging. No, a double top. Market seems to still be going down. Roku. At a 2-day demand here. Strong push up, so definitely watching that too. We were able to break structure. Previous high rate here. Able to break, so that could be a good spot to get in. So look at the 2-day. Nice push up, from this demand, create a new demand. Nice push up. So if we're able to come back down to that 68.80, might possibly catch some buying. Shop's still holding on to that 30 level. Right here, Shop just broke previous lows, wicked it, and then pushed up. Snap, nothing since its drop. Square called that bad news. How did it do overall? That was yesterday. Nice pop up on that bad news. Not looking at Square. I'm keeping it simple. Definitely keep it simple with SPY QQ today. Airbnb, just a fake breakout on this one. Beautiful, like kind of inverted head and shoulders, but waked up pretty strong and then just came back down into it. A firm could see a nice fall from this uptrend. Kind of only thing I'm watching on that. FedEx is down big, 162. They removed their guidance for next year, so that one fell pretty hard. So Dustin, yeah, happy Friday. See my wife back in town. She was back Sunday morning. This is weird. Everything, with having a 10-month-old, you kind of like don't go out much and just stay at home. And we're kind of homebodies to begin with, and luckily my mom's here to help out with the kids. But man, it's tough. I took him to the park the other day, and I was like, tough. Come on, guys. DraftKings is super strong. So my buddy, the grab. Oh my. The grab, you can tell resistance. We talked about this a couple weeks ago that I really wanted to get in. If we broke that level, it popped up and then tested and then went. But there's our test. That was our time to get in. Look at, we're continuing up pretty strong. Good 14 to 18. MA, is it going to keep this pretty big, strong support area? 1, 2, 3, 4. I might grab leaps here. And then kind of keep my stop at like 300. Risk reward looks pretty good, even though it is a descending triangle, or we're getting lower lows, lower highs, which doesn't look good. But as we catch like a little bounce, but if we are able to break below, kind of looking for that. Oxy. Looks like we are just kind of bear flagging, drop, consolidation, drop. Let's just check out the main ESNQ, kind of still selling off. Could have been a nice short there. Flag, breakdown. OPEC leader. I'm just reading some news. OPEC leaders want $100 oil. It's short coming up on oil. But, overall, it looks like we're starting to get to a point where going puts is kind of pushing it, even though you can still make money. Your risk reward after that big sell off. Your best time to grab puts was up here. You're like long terming puts down here. Your risk reward's not bad. No. Just gotta see. Like, I need to look at like Elliott waves where that leg, what this leg should be. But overall, the market just looks ugly. It's gapping up, continuing. UVXY. So first time you use it is that, I tell people in my one-on-ones, first time you use it, drop, take it off. I just used a pivot. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Going forward, hopefully, I like doing this. Me and my wife are kind of talking back and forth. She has an opportunity to start working mornings, so this might go away. The pre-market show, I like it. I want to grow it. I want to grow my channel, but I might just turn it into like videos. Kind of do a video before she leaves and what we see. I'm still gonna be trading, but it's gonna be hard doing a show. Watch my 2 kids. I got to take my kid to preschool, pick them up, and all that. But hopefully, I can stick with this. Just gotta play it day by day, basically. But appreciate you guys every time coming in here. I wish it could be a lot bigger. I know I have a ton more people who follow my trades and make money off my trades. Wish they could support me coming in here and subscribing and all that. But appreciate you guys who do. But that's gonna do it for me. 0 days, be smart. Trade smart. You should be trading smart all the time, but definitely trade smart at 0 days. Or like everyone says, take your profits quickly. But mainly just let the price come to your TA, let the price come to where you want. Buy and then, stick to your TA. But y'all have a great rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. Be back Monday. Wednesdays, FOMC. I'll probably do an FOMC stream. Yeah, Dustin, I don't really try to promote any discourse, but yeah, I'm still alerting there. I'll still be alerting, but it's hard to do this. Like if my kid's in the background screaming his head off, for me it's unprofessional. I'll still be alerting. I'll still be doing videos, probably post market, and might do some like live trading. I mean, it's a little different than this. I kind of want to have a nice professional pre-market prep. I prep you guys with some key levels, prep you guys some possible trades. You don't need me throughout the day to hold your hand to get in here. Brad knows. I've given Brad multiple plays that I haven't alerted that he's gotten into based on this. Like, you don't need me to call out every play. I'm not going to call out every play. I don't take every play I see. I'm alerting through Discords. If you want to send me a PM, a private message over Discord, I could chit chat with you. But main thing is, let's see if the main thing is with VIX being almost 28. This is your time to go full port. There should be one in our bed. It might be against the wall. But looking at VIX, this isn't your time to full port puts because we are at the top range. Just looking back, just be smart about it. We hit our 30s, we hit our 34s, but do we pop over? No, we come back down. So, once we start heading up here, this is where you want to start looking for calls. You don't want to full port shorts, puts up here, even though I think there's still one huge leg down, which should give us, the push up. We have September, we have in November, we have quarterlies, which you can tell the last election, which wasn't, is it quarterlies? The last election gave us our recent high. It's at 41. So it's kind of weird that VIX is so low with the market being so down. And I'm debating on getting rid of all this crap. As we all know. But, just be smart. We're gapping down 1.3%. We're down 7% in 3 days? It's pretty big. Pretty big imbalance right there. So not sure how much we're going to go down before we actually catch a relief bounce up to fill it in. Just like here, strong sell-off, slow creep up, strong sell-off, slow creep up,